Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Business Lawyer Said, episode 7. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about how to protect your business assets when you are interacting in social communities, like-minded communities. What am I talking about? Facebook groups. I'm talking about Instagram communities or private communities, those private Facebook groups. I said that already. Or email, threads or things of that nature where it's just you are interacting with alleged like-minded individuals and you are sharing your ideas and things with them. How do you protect that? The reason why this came about was I got a question and then I was interacting. If you hear rain, it's because we're in Florida and it rains in the summer. So nonetheless, we are talking about times when you're in these spaces to get ideas and support from community because community is important. However, there's another layer of community that people are not sharing, especially if you are an entrepreneur and you are creative. So when you are in these spaces, one of the things you need to do is be very limited in what you share and how you share it. Number 2, do understand that people steal. People will steal. People will steal your content. People will steal your ideas. People will steal everything about your business. And if you are not smart, they will take your stuff, your ideas, your things to market before you do and block you out. So what does that look like? I was in a community of one of these Facebook private groups, and a woman posted about how she's been using a particular phrase and she's been sharing it in other community groups. And when she went to go trademark it, somebody beat her to it. And when she went to go apply for the domain, somebody beat her to it. The social media handles, somebody beat her to it. And she can see the date of creation was not too long after she had posted in one particular group. So she knows that somebody in one of those groups stole her content. So that leads her to believe that, hey, I should not be sharing in this space. And it sparked an idea for me, what the Business Lawyer Said, and a question that I had got. The question that I received was, hey, Niquosha, how can I protect an idea and share it to get community feedback? Well, one of the ways you can share things and get community feedback is to, one, if you are planning on adopting a name for your community. Let's say you call your community the Trees. If you know that your community is called the Trees and you want to see who is going to be a part of the tree community, you need to, in your business planning development phase, figure out what problem you're solving and the solution is how that solution is going to transform the potential members of the tree group. I keep saying tree group because it's just an example. It doesn't mean we're talking about trees. But I say all that to educate you in the process of you will know who your audience is based upon the problem you are solving. It all goes back to that thing I always tell people. You have to know in the beginning what you're doing, what problem you're solving, and that will determine the audience. So when you get in these community spaces, unless these community spaces are the audience you are trying to reach, zip it up. Do not share. These people are not, I love the communities because they have value in other areas, but I'm definitely not looking for validation from these community groups because this is not the audience, and this audience doesn't have the problem that I'm trying to solve. So stop sharing as much as you would with these audience groups because they're not they're not your demographic. They're not your targeted audience. They're not your targeted reach. So, and you don't know who is in these groups. People are lurking. Everybody ain't honest. My mom always used to tell me everybody ain't for you. You can't call everybody a friend. These are associates. These are colleagues. So handle them as such. Okay? So, like I say, I get on these things. I do the Business Lawyer Says series to answer your questions as it relates to business law and interacting in this business world because I know that it's an overwhelming experience. And I really hope that you take some type of value from what we're giving. If you want some legal services, if you feel as though we may have some solutions to your legal needs, I really implore you to I really hope you reach out to me. Our values here is for you to feel seen, supported, and Lord, I'm having a brain fart. Our acronym is C. We want you to feel seen, we want you to feel heard, and we want you to feel empowered, okay? So with that being said, we'll wrap up this edition of The Business Lawyer Said. I will post a replay in IGTV very shortly. And if you want me to answer a question of yours, or if you have a scenario that you want my take on it in the business world, then please send me a DM with your question. And I am here on Mondays in the afternoon. I'm just going to start saying Mondays in the afternoon. I will do better with my planning, guys. So that way I'll be right back at noon on Mondays. Until next time, I'll see you on Monday with those questions. Please send them to me. I'm so excited for the reach that I am getting. And if you know that you have a question that you want me to answer, you can either drop it in the question box or send me a DM. Again, the question this week was, how do I protect my business assets when I'm interacting in these social media groups, Facebook, Instagram, sending DMs, asking for feedback with my audience? Understand that if these people are not your targeted audience, they will steal. Even if they are your targeted audience, they will steal. Please adapt accordingly. And with that, until next week.